Good morning. I thought I'd take a moment and tell you a little bit about myself. I realized I've been posting some videos and haven't really given anyone a background about who I am. I'm currently out walking my dog Shelby and then a little rescue pup here. Another camper named her Susan. It's kind of odd for a dog, but anyway. So I am a deputy sheriff, retired after 20 years of street patrol in Florida, and also a former flight attendant with a major airline. I thoroughly enjoyed both of them until I realized they just weren't serving me well. And that may sound funny, but to say serving, but my goal is just to have a good quality of life. I don't need a ton of money, but I just want a good quality of life. I feel like I worked 12-hour shifts for so long, worked night shift, and saw so much trauma and gruesome things. And now I just want to enjoy life and give back where I can. So that is my goal. And I also thoroughly enjoyed, Shelby, darling, being a flight attendant. Okay, let's go this way. But my little 3-day trips were turning into 4- and 5-day trips, and I was never ever home because I was commuting from the East Coast of the United States to the West Coast, to Oakland, California. So, and I also didn't have a dog in my life. I didn't have any pets in my life because it just wasn't conducive. I was never home. So I decided to resign from that and create 2 Airbnb spaces at my home so that I could still be home and generate some income. So I was able to do that, and I managed it myself for about 8 months. And then I had the itching to travel. So I rented my place out to a traveling nurse on Furnish Finder. And that gave me some extra cushioning to go ahead and hit the road in my teardrop camper. So that's my story, and a few nuts and pieces of it. But I'm gonna stop now and then continue again so I can do this in a more focused manner. Right. I'm back. Okay, so my camper, I'm gonna kind of talk while I cook dinner. My camper is a 2015 New Camp. They are made in Sugar Creek, Ohio. And I first looked at them, one of them, a similar model, only newer, probably 15 years ago. And I randomly went without my husband to an RV place in town in Florida and was looking at campers because I knew I wanted one day. And I saw this product by New Camp, and it was a female salesperson, and she was so knowledgeable. And the first thing she said when you open the door, she spoke about the hinges. And she said, when you buy a camper, look at the hinges first as you go in. She said, think about how many times you're going to open and close that door. And she said, the quality of the hinges are going to tell you the quality of the product. And that stuck with me. And I loved the simplicity of the New Camp tab. And I don't even remember which model it was that I looked at, but I fell in love with it. And I thought, you know what? One day I want to have one of these. So that was probably 2007, a very long time ago. But I was in Florida visiting family, kids, and all that about 2.5 years ago, and I had the money to be able to purchase something. And I started looking and not knowing why. I mean, I already had a little camper that I loved, but I wanted to make that one into an Airbnb on my property because that was a much taller, bigger camper. So I just wanted something small that I could travel around with. So I found one on Facebook, I think, Marketplace, and it was a lady in Savannah, Georgia, and I messaged her, and she was great in responding. I went and looked at it, fell in love, and she said, if you want, you can just stay the night in it, you know, here in my driveway if you want, and see if you like it or not. And we absolutely connected. She had 2 dogs she traveled with, and she, you know, traveled with them in this, and I stayed the night because I needed somewhere to stay anyway. And she welcomed me in her driveway to stay in this little camper, and I fell in love with it, and she was wonderful. I can't remember her name. Anyway, yeah, so the next morning I bought it, and she gave me a bunch of little extras, like a cover for it, and a little room that attaches to the side, which I've used, which is amazing. And I wanted a teardrop, something small I could pull with anything. At the time I was using a Toyota Tacoma. Now I have a Honda Ridgeline, but both of them pull it perfectly. But I wanted a teardrop, something small, but I didn't want a teardrop that I had to open the back to be able to heat up coffee or cook my food, because a lot of teardrops you have to open the back end in order to do your cooking. I wanted something that let, if I had inclement weather or I didn't feel safe where I was at, I could still cook my meal and heat my coffee. And literally with this one, I have my fridge, I have my 2-burner stove, my air conditioning, my heat, which ventilates from the bottom, DVD player, stereo, TV, everything I need right here. So yeah, mine's a 2015, so it's not that new, and there's a couple little repairs I need to make, but I absolutely love it. And I have also toured the factory in Sugar Creek, Ohio, which I wanted to see how it was made, because I heard that they are just great construction, and I wanted to see for myself. And literally, it is Amish Mennonite made, solid wood, no particle board, and their craftsmanship is amazing. So mine was $12,500, and it's a Tab 320. So I will give you a full tour in the future, and I honestly bought it on a whim, but sometimes I do things on a whim. I'm like, something feels right, and I go ahead and do it, not knowing what the future of making that decision will bring to me later. And it's turned out to be amazing. So anyway, I'll give you a tour later. Thank you for watching.